So we just got back from seeing Black Panther.
I thought we just got back from seeing Buzz Lightyear.
Get your life. So, how'd you feel about the movie, babe?
The movie was great. It was a great movie.
And you know that's rare because he's mean.
No, but it was a great movie. And from start to finish, I was in it. I was at the edge of my seat. And I was here for it. I loved it.
Yeah, me too. I lived at the corner of my chair.
Yeah, you was leaning forward the whole movie.
The whole time. And every time I tried to relax, something else came up. And I was like, okay, so how did you feel about the story?
So, like, to me, the movie did a good job of telling the story where, you know, in real life, Chadwick died and we have to deal with that. And they put that in the movie, but also it's still a continuation of the first Black Panther.
Period.
And so it still jumps off of elements and everything that was built on the first movie is really still a continuation of that and where we left off there. And to me, this was a natural stepping off point. Like this is I feel like this is still, like, if Chadwick was still here, I feel like we still would have to deal with this. And so I feel like it wasn't like, oh, they came up with a whole new story and it's a whole new different direction.
Yeah.
This is still the same Wakanda. These are the same characters. And I would have liked to see a T'Challa Black Panther deal with Namor and all of these things. But I felt like this is what would have happened anyway. Like, this issue that came up would have happened anyway.
And I'm glad you said that, because I would have never put that together, but you're totally right. It felt like crazy natural.
Yeah.
It felt like if you played the first Black Panther and then this one back to back.
Yeah, you'd be good.
Yeah, it's like a seamless situation. Like, and I'm glad you said that. And I'm glad you brought up the fact that that everything like blended and like with the real life problem of Chadwick actually dying. I'm glad you brought that up too, because no spoilers. I'm so happy that wasn't like super cinematized.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
They didn't like sensationalize.
Yeah, and I really appreciated that. It felt like a real thing. Like, it felt like something that really happened. So that was I'm glad you brought that up.
I liked all of the characters. I liked every last one of them. I enjoyed them. I thought that they were, obviously everybody acted well, and I felt like everybody, even
my favorite colonizer. Can I say that?
No, and I like that they brought Agent Ross back in. We get to meet Riri Williams, who's Ironheart. We see her in a trailer. She's in the movie. We get her kind of origin. I liked her. I liked the character. I liked the actress, Dominique Thorne. I liked her interpretation of the character. My only kind of was her story seemed added to the point where like everything else in the movie seemed very natural and like a natural progression of where we left off. Her involvement seemed like we need to set up a TV show later on down the line, and so we got to introduce her here. Like, after the reason they brought her in, that reason, but her still being there for the rest of the movie is not necessary.
I see why you would say that, but that's also why I don't like that you so deep into movies. Because I would have never recognized that if you wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, I was like, this was entirely inconsequential.
It was. But I hate that you say that.
And that's cool, but it was cool to see. Yeah. It was cool to see. And I enjoyed it while I was watching it. It's just when the movie ended, I was like,
old enough for me to call her fine?
Sure,
they all fine though. But I heard fine. Just saying. Go ahead. Sorry, I had to say it. I was like, the whole time she's on screen, I'm like, this girl's so pretty.
No, she is.
She's so pretty. And ladies, if you can rock like just the straight backs, you fine. Period. Like, not too many people can just rock straight backs.
Yeah. Angela Bassett. We've always known Angela Bassett can act. And we've always known that she is a top tier actress. But Angela Bassett was in her bag this movie. she was acting her ass off.
Bruh.
And I was here for it. When she talking to the UN, when
Yeah.
she talking to her daughter, when she talking to the Dora Milaje, whenever she on screen, shit was going down, and I was here for it.
Yeah.
And so
She's goals.
Yeah.
Every time, yeah, you're right. Every scene she was in, I was like, okay, like that's the confidence, that's the leadership, that's everything that I aspire to be as a woman. Like that's how I felt when I saw her.
And usually when we talk about actors and actresses and we talk about range, a lot of times we're talking about from one movie to the next. So like, oh, you played this role, then you played this role. But we don't talk enough about range within a role because Angela Bassett was the commanding queen. She was the loving mother. She was the friend. She was all of these in one movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And she was killing it.
Yeah. And she showed, is antithesis the right word? The antithesis also of all of those.
Yeah. She went from one end and did the exact opposite.
Yeah. In the whole movie.
Yeah.
It was
great.
Love that woman.
Namor was great. I think he's top 5, top 6, 7 Marvel villains. Because he's not really a villain. They did a really good job. I mean, he is a villain. And to the point of if you don't live in his country, it's open season on you. Like,
but we all know people like that. I'm good to my folks.
Yeah.
Who know about you though? It depends.
And it was great.
Yeah.
And they really showed his character. To me, he's one of the most well-adapted comic book characters. Like, from the page to the screen and getting his essence and getting his...
Yeah, you felt that way?
Yeah, all of it was very authentic. Everything was true to his character. And it was great.
Okay. Action scenes, it's my favorite topic. I would put them close to some of my favorite war movies.
When you go to the movie, it's set up as Wakanda versus Talokan. And it's two countries going at it.
Baby, say it again with the accent.
Talokan.
Period.
But it is, and they did a good job of showing almost a war movie. It wasn't totally a war movie.
No, it wasn't totally.
But it was like a political thriller.
Yeah.
With some war scenes in it.
Yeah.
And
it was great. I liked it.
I liked it. Final thoughts. What'd you think?
Final thoughts? I think this movie, I would say it's better than the first movie because it was more than just a black movie. Like, that's why I would put it above Black Panther, the first one, because the first Black Panther felt like an ode to the Pan-Africans. Does that make sense?
No, I got you.
Okay, that's what it felt like. It was beautiful. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I can't go nowhere without being black. I loved it. But I like this one better because it still felt like an ode to, but to me, it had like a wider range. You know what I mean? It was more than just like, because the first Black Panther was like how everybody said it was Malcolm X versus Martin Luther King. That was basically the whole movie. Yeah. And I agree with that. I feel like that's a great synopsis of that, of the first Black Panther. And I feel like this one was like nation against nation, and it was great.
Yeah. The moral of this story is go watch Black Panther. Right. I would say go watch Wakanda Forever, even if you are not the biggest Marvel fan, you don't watch every superhero movie that comes out. This is a movie separate from that. Like,
I agree.
You really the only required watching is the first Black Panther.
Right.
Like, watch the first Black Panther, then watch this, and you pretty much good.
Right. And watch our Instagram, and you'll see how people who know and don't know too much about the Marvel Universe feel about the movie. And why it's great regardless. I'm just saying. We walked up to random people. Everybody said the same thing. Go watch the movie.
No, facts. Go watch the movie and come back. Let us know what you think. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks.